Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's lesson we are going to talk about Naom Chomsky's theory of language development. And before we begin our lesson, we first begin by thanking the Almighty for everything that He has done for us and for the health that He has bestowed on us, and that we are here today and we are able to understand about the development of language. So, who was Noam Chomsky? Noam Chomsky was an American philosopher. He was a linguist and also a cognitive scientist. Noam Chomsky was born in the year 1928. And what did Noam Chomsky say about the language acquisition? Language acquisition. This is the process by which we are able to develop and learn a language. This generally includes listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Our ability to acquire language is uniquely a human trait. The term language acquisition often refers to the first language acquisition, which simply means that it is the first language learned as an infant. And how do we learn the language? That is how the theory of Noam Chomsky comes in to give us an explanation. So let us dive in and understand it more. Innateness or the nativist theory. Innate, it means inborn, existing or having existed since birth. Chomsky says that children must have an inborn faculty for language acquisition. And according to this theory, the process is biologically determined. Human species have evolved a brain whose neural traits and circuits contain linguistic information at birth. So, the child's neural disposition to learn language is triggered by having speech, and the child's brain is able to interpret what he or she hears according to the underlying speech principle or the structures it already contains. The neural faculty has become known as the language acquisition device, the LAD or the LAD, and it is automatically activated by exposure to language. Chomsky did not suggest that an English child is born knowing anything specific about English. No, he stated that all human language share common principle. For example, they have words for things or for action, that is the nouns and the verbs. And it is the child's task to establish how the specific language she or he hears expresses this underlying principle. And the lad already contains the concept of the verb tense. By listening to such forms as walked, played, jumped, or any other or etc., yeah, the child will form the hypothesis, the assumption that the past tense of the verb is formed by adding the sound d to the base form. The LAD encodes into the child's brain the major principles of language and the grammatical structure of the brain. So that is what Noam Chomsky believed. He believed that we have the inborn ability to language, and that we have the LAD that is in our brains, and it is born when we are, and it has already been there. It is inborn and it is innate. So let us go ahead and look at the limitations and the advantages of Noam Chomsky theory of language development. So what are the limitations of Chomsky's theory? Chomsky's work on language was theoretical. He was interested in grammar, and much of his work consists of complex explanation on grammatic rules. And Chomsky did not study real children. That was a limitation. The theory relies on children being exposed to language but takes no account of the interaction between the children and their caregivers. And Chomsky does not recognize reason why a child might want to speak. So, and also he ignores the role of the environment, and he does not explain individual differences. Children learn language at different speeds and at different ways, but the theory does not clearly explain why these differences happen. And now let's go and look at what are the advantages. So, what are the advantages? This theory, it explains fast language learning in children. That is, children learn language quickly and naturally without formal teaching. Chomsky's theory shows that the brain is already prepared for language learning. And it supports the idea of inborn ability. It explains why all normal children from different cultures learn to speak. This suggests that language is part of human nature, not just taught by the others. It explains similar language development stages. Children all over the world follow similar stages when learning to speak. There is babbling, single word sentences. This theory supports this pattern. The fourth one accounts for creativity in language use. Children can form new sentences they have never learnt before. This shows that they are not just copying adults but using internal rule. It also helps explain the universal grammar. Chomsky suggested that all languages share common features. This helps linguists understand similarities between world languages. It also highlights the role of the brain. The theory connects language learning to biological development, showing that the human brain is specifically designed for language. It's specifically designed for language. It's useful in education. Teachers can now understand that the learners have natural potential for learning, so learning should focus on exposure and practice rather than memorizing only. So, as we can understand, this is what Noam Chomsky developed. This is the theory of Noam Chomsky's nativist theory. And thank you so much for watching, and I believe that you have heard something and you have understood a little bit of the concept if you had no idea about the language acquisition. And please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.